I'd like to thank Mr. President for appointing me as a Minister of Power under this administration. And as you all know, power sector is a challenging to economics of this country. And however, I would like to tell you that for the last 5 years, we have achieved a significant achievement in the power sector. Globally, to determine achievement in any power sector, we have two things to consider. First, the infrastructure, and then number two, the quality of the services. If you now take the infrastructure, you discover that Mr. President has come out with a plan and also an initiative called PPI, Presidential Power Initiative. On this initiative, it is the responsibility of that is to make sure that all the infrastructure has been improved. So many substations has been in place, has been constructed across the country. We have improved our 330 kVA, which is the highest voltage transmission in the country. We have improved it across the country. We have also improved our 132 substation. We have increased it across the country. We also improved 330 11 kV to 415 expansion to the customers. Secondly, the legacy projects. We also developed that project, and currently Kashimbila has been completed, which is about 40 megawatts. Dadinko also completed, and we reached up to 65 or 70% of completion in Engr, which is in Niger State. Today I can tell you one of the largest hydropower projects in Nigeria, which is Mambila Hydropower. The project that has been lingering for over 40 years, it has now commenced. We have finished the feasibility studies. We have finished the land and the area survey. We are just waiting for the contractors to mobilize to the site. It's also an achievement. I also want to tell you, if you now take quality of services, we have improved our services. Before this government, we give light not more than less than 10 hours in a day. But today I can tell you we give light from 18 to 24 hours in a day. It's also a significant improvement. We are trying to make light constant, stable, and also affordable. Part of it also, this is in this administration, I want to tell you, for the first time in the history of the power sector, we have reached energy generation up to 112,000 megawatt hour. We can also generate, before now, we have less than 3,000 megawatts of capacity generation, but today we can generate up to 5,500 capacity, although we cannot transmit all due to some constraint of the evacuation of transmission company. The President has also entered a memorandum of understanding with the German government to come and align and then straighten the predicament that is hindering the transmission and the distribution. Mainly the problem we have is the problem of distribution, that is transmission and distribution. So the government have now entered an agreement with the German government to come and straighten this problem, so that whatever we generate, we can now transmit and then distribute equally. It's also an achievement. We also have developed a plant that we can serve underserved and unserved Nigerian with electricity using off-grid, that is solar system, solar home system. We have borrowed money from the World Bank that can give us that privilege to also provide electricity for those that have no electricity in the country. This is also a significant achievement also. And the cement company also will now help us in aligning the transmission, boosting our generation from 5,000 to 7,000, 2002, 2001. And we want to achieve 11,000 at the end of, maybe before the end of 2003. So that when we generate, because we have the capacity, the installed capacity of our generation is about 13,000, which is also a great achievement. Our major problem is not generation for now. We have solved the problem. It is in this administration that today I can tell you we have installed capacity of 13,000 megawatts. Though we generate only maximum of 7,000, 7,005, and then transmit 7,000 and also distribute less than 4,000 due to some technical and commercial losses in the distribution sector. These are also part of the achievement. This is the summary of what I can tell you for now.
Yes, well spoken indeed, Honorable Minister. I want to ask you one other question, before we go to the technicalities, where we're going to involve Engineer Farouk Yusuf Yabo to give us details. But let me just ask you this. We have the GENCOs, we have the DISCOs, we have a TCN. What's really the problem of and the nature of relationship between these establishments? Because Nigerians have come to begin to think in the direction of the fact that there is a level of discord, between these establishments, which are also very, very instrumental, to power supply. Because some persons will think that there is some level of mendacity here, in other words, untruthfulness, from all these the companies, generation, distribution, and what have you. Nigerians don't seem to really know the truth about their relationship that is culminating into, some difficulties in terms of, distributing power to Nigerians. Lead us into what you understand about the relationship and how has it affected, government policy with respect to power generation and transmission.
Well, thank you very much. Firstly, when I assumed duty, appointed as a Minister of Power, the first problem I see in the sector is the lack of coordination. There's really seriously lack of coordination in the power sector. You find out why generating company are operating differently and they are reporting to a different person, and transmission also are operating independently and reporting to a different person, and also distribution also feeling that they are also independent, and then 40–60% of the government share, they also report to a different person. So all what I was trying to do is to coordinate, to make sure we focus, and then we also report to one person. So that, because, sometimes the generation can generate, maybe let's say, just like the way I told you, it can generate up to 7,000 plus, and the transmission company will tell them, I will not take this generation that you did, because I am not capable. I have some of my cables that are weak. I have some of my lapses. So let me straighten my transmission company, my transmission gadget before I pick this. And then the transmission company also want to transmit to distributors what they collected from the generation. And then the distribution will tell you, no, we just have to wait because of the problems we have at the edges, because of the problem of losses, technical losses and commercial losses. We are not going to take all, because by the time we take all, we cannot pay you all. So these are the misalignment that we are I'm trying to coordinate and solve and make sure that we are moving in the same direction so that we achieve the target of Mr. President. I can tell you it's helpful. And but the only predicament here I have with the regulators, these are the issue of law. The issue of law. They have been established by law. And it is their responsibility to regulate. And it is their responsibility when there is problem, a such problem, is for them to come in. My, as a minister, is just a policy direction. Assuming, let's say, you want to say, okay, you want to increase your tariff. Then I will now ask, have you now improved your power supply? Have you not metered your customers? So that one, I should make sure that is done before now the next should sanction whoever that is responsible for whatever.
Okay. Yeah, but the point always arose that NERC itself, that's to say the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, was handicapped in sanctioning errant players in the value chain because government had its own collateral responsibility which it wasn't fulfilling. How are you going to resolve this? Because Engineer Yobo tells us, okay, Siemens is coming to streamline. Is Siemens going to be a super player above NEC? Is Siemens also now going to take on the responsibility of government? Exactly what are we getting at? I'm asking these questions because the more you, as it were, disaggregate the issues in the power sector, the more we find that there are pieces that do not quite fit to make us see that the puzzle is now a whole. Something gets left done on somewhere, and that thing gets left undone. With the issue of NBET is there, which is the bulk electricity trader, what it is doing, how well it is doing it, and so on and so forth. So what is the handicap of NEC from what you have found out, and how is this being dealt with?
Well, one of the handicap of NEC is maybe it is the responsibility of the NEC whenever such thing happen, you know, to call on the license or the agreement between the discourse and maybe distribution or transmission company. And right now the exercise is going on, and we are reviewing the whole thing, and I've directed that they should also revisit the issue and make sure that everybody is doing his due diligence on the duty.